Oh, that's bright as fuck.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
DNR as well.
Super
Just
random,
the one
just
call.
driving around the block in a circle.
Yeah, we're filming cops.
Okay. It's just suspicious, so it gives us reasonable suspicion to contact people and to stop people because it's not normal for people to make a loop around the same block, especially at this time of night.
Oh, we're not allowed to drive around?
You are allowed to drive around, but like I said, it's suspicious, which gives us reasonable suspicion to talk to people and to detain people for a traffic stop.
Is suspicion of crime?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Ma'am, do you have an ID on you?
I do. Ooh, that's bright.
What's the reason for the stop?
Like I told you, it's reasonable suspicion because it's very odd for somebody to be driving around a circle around the same block.
That's not a crime.
It's reasonable suspicion.
What's your name, badge number?
How you doing? You got ID? Can I see it?
I don't need to ID.
Okay.
What's your name, badge number?
What's yours?
What's my badge number?
How you doing tonight?
What's your name and badge number? Identify.
All right, guys, welcome back. This channel exists for one reason only, to expose the truth and educate everyday people about their rights when dealing with public officials. What you're about to see is not rare, and it's not a mistake. It's a pattern. This video captures real police interactions caught on camera, where authority is tested and constitutional knowledge becomes a deciding factor. The goal here isn't chaos or confrontation, but accountability. From the very beginning, the officers make it clear they're watching, judging, and waiting for an excuse to intervene. The narrator reminds viewers to support the original creators because this kind of footage matters. Without cameras, these moments disappear. Without public awareness, misconduct thrives. And as this night unfolds, you'll see how something as ordinary as driving around a block suddenly becomes a justification for a stop that should never have happened.
Policy to identify, clown. This is an illegal stop.
Can you get that light out of my face, please?
No, you
Thank
get your light out of my fucking face, dude.
No, I'm not going to get my light out of your face.
What's your name and badge number? Ellis? B. Ellis?
Take that light out of my face. I can't see.
Oh, no. I can't see.
All right, I'm gonna,
Don't fucking touch me.
don't put that light in my
Don't
face.
fucking touch me, dude.
Put that light out
You're
of
a
my
clown, bro.
face. Get that light out of
fucking
my
clown.
face.
You're a fucking clown. You're a fucking clown. Get out of here, dude. What's your name and badge number, punk?
My badge number is 640.
Hill?
640.
And the reason for the stop is what?
I already told you twice.
Because we're suspicious?
It's reasonable suspicion for the detention.
Bullshit.
You can have your opinion, but I understand the law.
I know the law, bud.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you learn the law?
In order to stop somebody, I need to be, or this person who's driving needs to be committing a traffic infraction.
There's also case law that proves that reasonable suspicion for a detention also classifies a reason to stop somebody and detain
Nope.
them.
Wrong.
Sir, I'm very right. And I've been to court on it several
You're
times.
very right.
Yes. So that is why I stopped you, is the reasonable suspicion of the illegal activity possibly going on.
Illegal activity, driving
I'm
around.
talking to her, not you.
Oh, no,
Especially
you're
with
talking to me
this
right
area. No, I'm not. This
Yep.
area being a high crime area and a narcotics area.
Bullshit.
What goes on around here? And that's why. So
Wrong.
people circle this area
Wrong.
and responded to shootings and stabbings in this area of town.
That doesn't give you, that does not give you a reason to pull us over.
The block?
This is where things start to go off the rails. The officers claim that simply driving in a loop is suspicious, and that suspicion alone gives them reasonable grounds to stop and detain people. That's a dangerous misunderstanding of the law, and the civilian immediately calls it out. Suspicion is not a crime, never has been, yet the officers double down, insisting that unusual behavior equals legal authority. Flashlights are shoved into faces, voices are raised, and basic professionalism is tossed aside. When asked for names and badge numbers, hesitation and attitude replace transparency. This isn't policing, this is ego. The stop quickly shifts from a supposed investigation into a power struggle, where the officers attempt to assert dominance instead of articulating an actual lawful reason for the detention.
It leads me to believe that you guys might be out here to commit a crime or go after.
We're here filming you clowns.
Okay.
We're here filming
That's
you
why I
clowns.
Okay.
So you can have your opinion. I would just explain to her the entire reason for the stop. I'm very well within my rights to stop you.
Yeah?
So you guys have a good day and have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Too.
You're dismissed, punk. You're dismissed, punk. You're dismissed. What? The traffic stop's over, right? Traffic stop's over, right?
Yeah.
I'm free to move around wherever the fuck I want. Yeah. You're dismissed.
I appreciate it.
Back to work.
I am doing my job.
Yeah.
And you are free to leave and go back to Martinez based upon your hat.
I'm free to stand right fucking here and film you two clowns.
That's perfectly fine.
Yep. What's your badge number,
Sir,
by the way?
stay out of the roadway, please.
What's your badge number?
Sir, I already told you.
No, you didn't tell me your badge number.
I did, actually.
Ellis,
While
what's your
you're-
badge number?
While you're still seated in
You
the
want to
car.
talk over here in the curb?
What's your
You go to
badge
the
number?
sidewalk, sir.
Mine's 855.
855. Thank you so much for finally
Why don't you get out of the
identifying.
roadway here, huh?
Thank
You're
you
in the
so
road.
much for finally identifying. The light's in your face. What are you gonna do?
Sir, I need you to get back onto the sidewalk, sir.
Oh no, I'm right in front of your vehicle. I am not a danger.
requesting
I'm not
you-
in danger. And guess what? The Supreme Court has already ruled that you are not responsible for my safety. So you might want to do your job, get back in your car, put your seatbelts on, drive away, and go to the next stop.
I'm ensured that you are safely allowed to pull away from this incident.
I'm gonna stand right here until you guys get back in your car. This is Vacaville PD, guys.
Now the excuse evolves. When suspicion alone is enough, the officers pivot to the classic fallback. High crime area. They reference past shootings, stabbings, and narcotics activity, as the geography itself strips citizens of their rights. The civilian doesn't back down. He explains clearly and calmly that past crimes do not justify present violations. Filming police is legal. Driving in circles is legal. Asking questions is legal. And this is where the balance of power starts to shift. The officers begin contradicting themselves, struggling to cite any actual vehicle code or statute. The stop quietly collapses under its own weight. With no law broken and no crime articulated, the officers abruptly dismiss the stop, hoping to end the interaction before their lack of legal grounding becomes even more obvious.
Got Ellis and Hill, two clowns. This guy pulled us over because he said we're driving around and look suspicious. So that's a reason to stop the vehicle.
I already explained it to your driver.
Yeah. Mind your business, bro. Why don't you go to a stop? Why don't you go pull someone over that's actually committing a traffic infraction?
What you were doing is very suspicious.
That's not a crime. Suspicion
It
is
is
not a crime.
reasonable
And it's
suspicion.
not a reason to pull somebody over.
Reasonable suspicion allows us to stop vehicles to ensure that they're not committing or going to commit a crime.
It's not
What
true.
the way you're driving, the driver of your vehicle was doing was suspicious.
Yeah, we did that
enough
on purpose so you would pull us over like an idiot.
So you're intentionally driving in a suspicious manner to draw police officers' attention. Do you understand how that would be a non-violation of the
Blah,
the
blah,
law?
blah, blah, blah. Dude, you're wasting tax dollars. Get in your fucking vehicle and drive away. Let's
Actually, you are causing the waste of tax dollars
Oh.
by continuing this conversation instead of getting in your vehicle and leaving.
go. I don't have to leave.
I don't either.
You don't either? You're being paid to be a law enforcement officer.
That's correct, and I am enforcing the law.
What law?
I told your driver what I
And
was doing.
what's the vehicle code?
The reasonable suspicion for the stop?
Quote the
what I
vehicle
had.
code.
It was a reasonable
California
suspicion
vehicle
stop.
code. What is it?
It was a reasonable suspicion stop, as I
So
explained.
no
to your,
California vehicle
as
code.
I explained
Exactly.
to your driver.
So no vehicle code.
As I explained to your driver, is a reasonable suspicion. So you have a good night, sir.
Goodbye.
Take
Put your
care.
seatbelts on, okay?
You too. I would hate for anybody to get injured.
But even after dismissal, the intimidation doesn't stop. The officers continue issuing commands, claiming officer safety, without citing any law. They demand movement, space, compliance, all without authority. The civilian stands firm, reminding them that officer safety is not a legal command, and that the Supreme Court has already ruled officers are not responsible for civilians' personal safety in these circumstances. The tension is thick, but the facts are sharper. This is the moment where knowledge becomes power. The officers are visibly frustrated, repeating themselves, deflecting questions and avoiding accountability. Taxpayer money ticks away as the conversation drags on, proving that unlawful stops don't just violate rights, they waste public resources.
Sir, you need to take that light out of my face.
It's not in your face. Make sure you put your seatbelt on. Seatbelt. 10-12. Good job.
Sir, you need to get away from this car.
Put your seatbelt on.
You need to get away from the car.
Put your seatbelt on.
It's
It's
an
not
officer
on.
safety issue. You need to get
No,
away.
there's no law. Officer safety is
Get
not a
on the
law.
sidewalk. Get on the
Officer
sidewalk.
safety is not a law.
Get on
Put
the
your
sidewalk.
fucking seatbelt on, clown.
Get on the sidewalk.
God, you're an idiot. Put your seatbelt on.
Get on the sidewalk, sir.
Come on, there you go. Officer safety. Put your seatbelt on.
I understand that.
You know, 95% of officer deaths are from traffic accidents,
I
right?
know, that's why we have the below 100.
Good job. I'm so glad you put it on. Now
In the end, nothing dramatic happens, and that's exactly the point. No arrest, no citation, no crime, just two officers exposed on camera for misunderstanding the law and attempting to intimidate citizens who knew better. This interaction proves why filming police is essential and why knowing your rights matters. Without resistance grounded in knowledge, the stop would have gone unchecked. Instead, it ends with officers retreating, embarrassed and empty-handed. These moments aren't about hating police. They're about demanding better. When officers refuse to identify themselves, misapply legal standards, and rely on fear instead of law, they lose public trust. And that's why awareness matters. Know your rights, stand your ground, and never forget, the Constitution doesn't turn off when the lights turn on.